Well, hello there. Welcome to my channel. I'm Karen Antara, and this is my energy report for March 2025, even though I'm recording it just at the end of February. But I'm really excited about this time that we're in right now. I think it's an absolutely fascinating time. Very excited about where we're moving to. But I know that not everybody is as excited as I am. I just see that there's magic happening everywhere. Some of it, admittedly, appears to be very subtle. You could look at the big picture and say, wow, the world is falling apart, it's collapsing. It kind of needs to, so that we can rebuild anew. But I also know that not everybody sees it that way. And that's fair call. Some people are really struggling. Some people are really suffering. There's a lot of that going on. Now, we could talk about soul contracts. What is our soul contract? Am I saying that, the kids in Gaza chose that life experience? Well, this is always a conversation that comes up in spiritual groups. Are you saying that the starving children in Africa chose to experience that? Maybe not. I don't really know, to be honest. I don't know that anybody can categorically say yes. It really depends which angle you want to view that from, what your beliefs are. We can speculate, but honestly, really, nobody knows for sure, apart from the divine, of course. We've actually all had hundreds, thousands of lifetimes, right? Some people have less, of course. And not all of them have been here on this planet either. We've had good ones, we've had bad ones, we've had very empowered ones, we've had long ones, short ones. When you look at past lives, this is huge. It's a huge conversation. And as well, remember that when we look at time, okay, everything is happening in the now moment. There is no past, there is no future, there's only now. And so we can get into all of these different philosophical ideas and theories and concepts, and, well, it's vast. At the end of the day, I think we just have to deal with what we've got right now, what's in front of us now, and be the best that we can be in that, right? I wonder if it's our humanness that gets us tied up and stuck here, stuck in the suffering, the emotions, the grief that we feel, the emotions of suffering. So what if that is a part of what holds us back, keeps us stuck, going round and round in this reincarnational wheel? Because we can't let go enough to actually, release ourselves from that, raise our frequency and move into a different experience, a different level of reality. I think there's something to that. What do you think? So what if we could raise our consciousness to the soul level, right? In the way that I see this, our soul is part of the harmonic universe density 2, because it's not in the lower 3 chakras, it's in the next 3 chakras up that move us into that harmonic universe density 2, where the soul is. So what if if we could move ourselves into that higher perspective, that higher level of consciousness, from a level that our consciousness is outside of this 3D matrix. Because if you spend all of your time here in this 3D world, very connected to it, affected by it, swamped by it sometimes, it's a little bit like, when you're scrolling on social media, if you think that that's all there is to life, what you see in social media world, well, you'll be living in a whole different reality to the one that I'm living in. We could be sat beside each other. But, if you're very much engaged in that and I'm looking somewhere else, we're having a different experience, almost in the same space. Because in social media, there's drama, there's fear, there's doom and gloom. There's absolute ridiculousness as well. There's some very, very debauched and screwed up stuff in there. And some pretty grotesque things that people are doing to their bodies come up on some of those reels, don't they? Same in TikTok, Instagram, whatever these social media channels are. But by the same token, depending on the algorithm, but the choices of what you choose to look at and what you choose to engage with, also on that same social media channel on the reels, are beautiful gardens. There's nature, there's permaculture, fishing, things like that. And if you're on my feed, there'll be chickens too, because I always look at chickens. I love my chickens. So I have chickens coming up. Clearly, the algorithm knows that I like chickens. Anyway, that is all on social media. Now, if you put your phone down and step out into the real physical world, where you can touch and smell and see and feel and really engage in that, you will be in a totally different reality. Again, these all exist almost in the same space. It's literally just a choice what we choose to focus on and engage with. Now, near my gym, there's a gaming room, and the guys in there are even further into the metaverse than just social media scrolling, right? But I often see them in there. They've got their visual glasses on and they're just like so engaged. And, you know, it's a reality within a reality, because they really take on the whole avatar of, you know, in the game that they're playing. Sometimes they come outside and they have a smoke. And, you know, I see loads and loads of empty energy cans in their bin. And that's a whole other reality that I would never step into. But they seem happy. They seem to love their life, whatever they're doing in that metaverse, right? And there's some weirdness goes on in there too. But anyway, it's just a whole other reality, just 3 doors up from where I go to work on my body, on my health, on my fitness. It's just a completely different reality. And so the point here is that we get to choose where we want to be in this reality, what we want to experience. You know, we choose it through our thoughts, our desires, our decisions. All of that creates our reality. But all of it is right here for us. Now, I always say that people want to change, but they don't want to change. And yet they expect the outside reality, the outside world to change. So they think they want change, but they're not really willing to do anything much to create that or to make that happen. But it's impossible. Like, yes, you're powerful with your thoughts, but you also have to take the actions. And the actions are going to go on and happen here inside this physical body. It's impossible to change it just with your thought. If nothing else changes, if you don't do with this physical vessel some of those other changes, even you may be thinking it, but doing something different, you know, there's a contradiction there, right? So many people in spiritual circles, you know, are so busy visioning to create their abundant life, and they're visioning a whole different reality. And I applaud that. I think it's great. I do that too. But I also get in my physical body and take the action steps required. You can't have one without the other, really. So, you know, we've been saying for a long time, you know, we want this change. We are the change. We are the change we want to see in the world. We've been saying that for a long time. Sometimes I see only minimal change, really, until now. I'd say in the last 3 months, I'm seeing more change, bigger, more rapid change now than I have probably for the last 15 years of looking at this stuff, or more. So I know that we are being pushed on every level, not just us personally, but the whole world. The planet is changing. It's being pushed. Now, the power and control of this planet is changing as well. And this is where we have to be really careful, I think, because now is when we are meant to become sovereign. We are the power. We have control over this body, our life experience. And this is when we are meant to become sovereign and free, not be put under more controls by governments and people that want to control us. The point is, we gave our power away to another controlling force back in the past, and that's what's got us into this situation. Now is the time that we're meant to take our power back and create as sovereign beings for ourselves. The thing that concerns me, let's just say, is that I see potentially people giving their power away to another controlling force that may just be gaslighting us. I see this many, many times in relationships too. You know, when either men or women come to me, you know, particularly if they've been in an abusive relationship before and then they're now in a new one, I can often see those same patterns that may take them down that same slippery slope again. So I'm kind of on alert for pattern recognition, right? Because that's how our mind works, on patterns, on programs. And in order to break any of those unhealthy patterns or programs, we need to be able to see. So pattern recognition, I'm kind of quite good at spotting that. So, you know, I'm really trying to emphasize that it's really important that we don't fall asleep again. Because we talk about, oh, people are awake, and yet I see some of them falling back to sleep again, falling into complacency, if you like, because they think, oh, great, you know, everything's changed now. We're home and dry. We're in the new timeline. We're in the new earth. We're not there yet. We're creating it for sure. I can see it. I can feel it. And, you know, a part of me is already there, you know, but it really still is in the distance as a potential new earth for all of us to experience. What we have to do is make sure that we're really on the right train or on the right track to get us there. Because from a distance, it's kind of like there's another whole world as well. The controller's new world, or our sovereign, human, angelic beings' new earth. Like, just say there's two different avenues that we could be, pathways that we could be moving down to get to this new that we want. Because we all want something new, don't we? And from a distance, they kind of look very similar. We're being offered many great things by this new controlling earth, and we're being offered beautiful things by the new earth. It's up to us to develop the discernment to feel the difference between the two, because there is a difference. We want to be on the right train, on the right track, hopefully, if you're listening to me, to get us to the new earth, right? Not the other one. They look similar from a distance. We have to be really careful. We have to get our wits about us. And I really feel that what's going to help us most is the vibration, recognizing it, knowing it, feeling it, embodying it, the frequency of truth and authenticity. Authenticity. I nearly tripped over that word. I was going to say authentic. We have to be authentic. Authenticity and truth. Authenticity actually is the highest vibration, more even than love, apparently. Though I gotta say, I haven't double checked that scale of consciousness in all fairness. I see the new earth clearly. I feel it. And that is 100% where I'm focused. It's all about truth authenticity and the alignment to that, to becoming sovereign being, and really, in alignment with our God-given inalienable rights. So what can we do to make sure that we end up absolutely on the new earth, fifth dimensional, multi-dimensional journey? Well, it's about frequency. It's about clearing anything from our body, from our energy field, from our life that is of a lower vibration or frequency. Clearing it from your thoughts, your consciousness. It's about healing the things inside your body that are still there, like perhaps shame, guilt, humiliation, embarrassment, fear, those low vibrations that we hold in our body, facing that to clear it. Now, there's an interesting thing among many spiritual people, and they go, oh yeah, I've done loads of work on myself, I've already dealt with that. Now, we have to be really careful about spiritual bypassing, even if we're aware of spiritual bypassing, because what I've seen is that as we evolve to the next level, sometimes the word shame or guilt or whatever that we think we've dealt with can come up at another level. This is the proverbial layers of the onion. So for myself, for example, maybe let's say guilt. I've had guilt from the past and I've dealt with it and I thought that I'd cleared it. And then as I evolved to another level of consciousness, another level of myself, there's this echo again of guilt there. It's like, well, I thought I dealt with that. I can't ignore it because it's come up into my conscious awareness. So I have to delve into it. And when I do, I go, oh, okay, I get it. It's another level. It is the proverbial layers of the onion. And, we mustn't let our arrogant ego, tell us, oh yeah, I've already done all that. I've already done loads of work on that. So I'm not going there. Now, there is something to be said for making sure that you choose the right therapist that can work with you on this. Because what you don't want to be doing is, I say this with love, but you don't want to be working with someone who is a little bit below you in your understanding and consciousness, even if they've got a beautiful, very enticing, marketing page, for example. You don't want to be working with someone who's just a little bit below you in your understanding, who actually then takes you all the way back to the beginning to start working on your guilt or whatever it is. Because sometimes they don't realize that they're not as evolved as they think. Sorry, this is going to sound really rude and I don't want it to. I'm trying to express to you the different levels that we find within healers and therapists. You don't want to work with someone that takes you right back to the beginning as if you have never done any of this work, because you have. You want to go back to the beginning of it at another level of it, and then another level, and then another level. So maybe you're really just stair-stepping the whole way up. I hope that comes across in the way that I intend it to. The other thing as well is that you may have cleared a lot energetically too. But as we come into more expanded levels of our energy field, of our consciousness, there can be something there, a remnant or an echo that needs to be cleared at that level as well. And this is, again, it's like you really need a therapist or a healer that can at least match you and hopefully is beyond you. When you work with someone that's beyond you, they can usually see things that you can't see. And of course, that's why as healers and therapists, we do reach out to other people to assist us as well, because we all have blind spots. There's all things within us that we can't see ourselves. And sometimes we need someone to echo it back, mirror it back, or maybe just go in there and find it for us because we can't see it. So, let's not get arrogant and in our ego about how amazing we are because we all need someone at some point. Regular energy clearing and activation sessions, I feel, are very, very important. I used to offer these just within my mastermind and within my New Earth Ascension Temple Mastership, but actually a lot of people like them. So I think I'm going to just offer that more publicly and just make it available all the time, I think, because people seem to want these. So again, they're very, very beneficial to keep your energy clear. I wrote a post on Facebook a few days ago talking about spiritual hygiene, spiritual housekeeping. You don't get up in the morning and not wash. You shower, you wash your face, you clean your teeth. How often do you think, oh, yeah, I'm going to just sit and clear my energy field from whatever debris I've picked up? And hopefully do that before you go to bed at night as well so that you can have a restful sleep. But this is all this energy clearing, keeping your energy body clear. Because just because you can't see it or sense it, maybe you forget about it, it carries stuff as well. We can pick up all sorts of grunge in there. Depending on how your energy body works, what your role is in life, who you engage with in your day, all of that stuff. It's complex. But regular energy clearing and activation. The activation I find is important. We can just clear, but we really want to work with someone who can bring through a higher frequency and really give us like a bit of a power boost, an uplift, a shift your frequency. So find someone that can actually do that and work at that higher level. Again, sorry, it's not popular to say that, but not every energy healer is for everyone. There are energy healers who are perfect for the people below them that they can raise to a level. But, at a certain point, we have to find someone who is beyond us to raise us up. It's really no different than, you could think of it as going through school. You don't go to a kindergarten teacher for a university degree. Let's be honest. And there's no judgment in that because everybody has a place. To the kindergarten kids and maybe to the parents, the kindergarten teacher is amazing, right? But a couple of years on, we're going to need somebody that's reached the next level to take us or our children to the next level. It's just how things are. There's no judgment in any of this. So please don't think I'm criticizing or judging because that's not my intention. Now, of course, the other thing that we must do is our inner work, our inner child work, our shadow healing, all of that stuff. You can do some of that on your own. Otherwise, reach out to somebody who can take you to the next level. This is all about growing and expanding and supporting each other, I think, as well. I'm a big fan of meditation. You probably know that about me already. I have a couple that are free around the place from time to time. I'm not sure if you've had any before or which ones you've got, but they are around on my website and social media, various places. Reach out to me if you want to try my calming meditation. I recommend also that you get out in nature. It's high vibrational out there, away from the busy world. Ground your feet on the earth. Stand in a stream, stand in the ocean, stand on the beach. Take in the sunlight. It's not dangerous. It's the living life force. It activates and upgrades everything in your body. You need to get outside in nature. Connecting with the earth now, more than ever, is vitally important. I've got a lot to say on that, which I'm not going to say today because I don't want to make this video too long. It's already long. But I will talk about that another day. But for now, just get outside in nature. Trust me on this one. And then make healthy choices for your body. Good, clean, nutritious food. Natural foods, as God intended. Clean up your diet. clean up your lifestyle choices. And we really can't be complacent about all of this stuff. Detoxing your body if you need to. The therapies that support your body. Find the right practitioner. And that may change over time. The girl or guy that you worked with 5 years ago might be good for you now. Still, they may have evolved and they may be able to take you to the next level. But if they haven't, find somebody else. Sometimes, you just need the interaction with another being. Everybody has a unique blueprint, DNA blueprint. We have different lineages. We have different kind of streams of consciousness coming through us. I know myself that when I work with my people, I can activate them because there's something magical that just goes on when you find the right connection. But there are people that really I can work with, but I know I'm getting minimal results because something in the alignment between me and them is not perfect. And there's no right or wrong in that. It just is what it is. Square peg, square hole. Round hole, round peg. Triangular shaped peg, triangular shaped hole. If you know what I mean. We just got to find our right people, okay? If you resonate with me, if you like what I talk about, probably we're a perfect match, or else you wouldn't be listening to me. So trust that, it's important. Spiritual practice is important too. A solid practice. We don't need, away with the fairies stuff. Okay, now I love fairies. Don't get me wrong. If you're into fairies, great. I love that. But some of this is very much away with the fairies. And we really need to get into our body, get in our physical body. We don't need to be out of our body, off the planet. This is about soul embodiment, getting our higher levels of consciousness of the soul and oversoul and avatar, like it goes all the way up. This is not just about the soul. This is many, many layers beyond that as well. But it starts, of course, with getting soul embodied, clearing up all the dark and shitty stuff in our body so that our higher level of consciousness, the soul, can embody. And then we live in this physical world and we make good choices because within this physical vessel is a being of higher consciousness. Imagine a world where we were all soul embodied, making high consciousness choices. That's how we create the new earth. Because we're all being high consciousness. We are beings of high consciousness. And that's how we create the new earth, with those conscious choices. But you can't do that if you're out there somewhere. You've got to be in your body, in your physical vessel. This physical body is your ascension temple. So you get your soul embodied in it. You make beautiful, healthy choices. Your heart is open. You're giving out that beautiful frequency of love, of abundance, of truth, of authenticity. It raises the consciousness of everyone around you. Everybody wakes up. The whole planet then shifts into a higher state of consciousness. Now, people are coming to me recently to ask for help. How do they become soul embodied? How do they find their purpose? Because, they want to be their best version. And I love that so many people are coming forward and talking about this now, because that, even in that itself, it shows to me that many, many more people are awake to that level. And I see that as a very exciting step forward, because people want that. They want to be who they came here to be. They want to fulfill their purpose and mission. And imagine if all of us were here fulfilling our mission and purpose, radiating this beautiful frequency of love and harmony. And can you imagine what that would do for our health? Just even being in that frequency alone begins to, turn the clock back, if you like, begins to transform a diseased state within the body into a state of ease and health, just by turning the frequencies round. You could see it as a spiral. Are you on a descending spiral of consciousness and ill health, or are you on an ascending spiral into higher consciousness and beautiful health and abundance and all the good stuff that we're trying to create here? And honestly, that I see us creating here already. There may be some doom and gloom out there. There is massive earth changes and big revelations coming. I really want to help everybody. I call it to build a strong spiritual backbone so that you can hold your light, hold your frequency, hold your heart open, no matter what adversity comes your way, what challenges comes your way, you can still hold your light. Now, next week on the first Thursday in March, in every month actually, I teach a class, but in March, the class is all about how to hold your light through times of adversity and change. It's very important. If you're interested in that, you can find links all over the place, or DM me and I'll send it to you so you don't have to bother searching. I hope this has been helpful to you today. I'll put some links below this video for things like my class, my healing sessions, where to find me. And if this video has been helpful to you, please share it with a friend who might be interested, subscribe and like, because that's what we have to do to get on side with the algorithm so that my message can reach more people and I can help more people. I hope this has been helpful to you. Much love to you, and I'll see you very soon.